Paused the recording. Up. Hello, everyone. Today we have got a very interesting topic to have discuss is to how to earn online income from specialized knowledge and to be a very successful professional. And to have to discuss on this matter, we have CA Dr. Rajkumar Adukia ji with us. So let's begin. My first question to sir is, what is specialized knowledge?
Yeah, hello, greetings of the day. The keywords of the topic, one of the keyword is specialized knowledge. Knowledge, as we know, is a skill, information acquired. And I recall a very interesting story of about the knowledge. And there, the gray beard, he retired from a company and became independent consultant. And the owner of the company called him because the machine was not working where Grey Beard had acquired a specialized knowledge. And Grey Beard came and in 5 minutes repaired the particular machine. And he sent the bill of $5,000. The entrepreneur was very surprised. He said, you came for 5 minutes and you put one hammer at a particular place. Maybe you took 1 minute. So he said, I'm charging $5 for hammer and $4,995 for my specialized knowledge where to put hammer. So specialized knowledge is one where you can make all the difference. It may be in valuation field, it may be in insolvency field, it may be in a routine audit field. So I'll give a specific example. Say for example, in an audit, we have followed auditing standards. And then a fraud is found in a financial statement. Now, if the auditor has a specialized knowledge, they say for SA 240, standards on auditing related with fraud and error, he did all the internal control, took the reasonable sample, did analytical testing. Then if the fraud is in the transaction which was not part of the test check, then auditor is not responsible. So that will happen. Otherwise, the auditor will get disturbed as soon as the investigating agencies will send notice for that a particular fraud is found out. The second example I would like to give, a very old law which we study in our second year BCom or the Indian Contract Act 1872.
Yes.
It is a provision regarding guarantee. So guarantee is a tripartite agreement where the lender is there, borrower is there, and guarantor is there. Now, in this tripartite agreement, each one has to fulfill the responsibility. Sometimes the lender, and when they happen to be banks or financial institutions, there are many lapses by the lender. So if we have a specialized knowledge, the chartered accountant representing guarantor can take a stand. You see, in this particular case, the lender has defaulted these clauses, and that makes the contract viciable, and guarantor is not accountable. Thank you.
Very nicely, sir. Very nicely explained. So my next question is very much connected with this. Why there is so much talk about having specialized knowledge with the professionals?
See, when we were all graduate students and we had economics as a subject in our graduation level.
Right.
In economics, there are three types of market: perfect market, monopolistic market, and monopoly market. And in perfect market, everyone makes a reasonable profit, just a little profit above cost to get bread and the food. In monopolistic, the revenue earned is more than perfect market. And in monopoly, it is highest. So specialized knowledge will take a professional in a monopoly market. The professional will move from perfect to monopolistic and monopolistic to monopoly, because any expert was a beginner on the first day, and then by acquiring more and more skill, that person became an expert.
Very nicely answered. How to be monopolist in your professional. So the as we have this COVID times, so my next question is, how can we use how can we make use of online platform and earn through specialized knowledge? How we can connect both of
Yeah.
this?
See, I would like to thank COVID 2019 minus disease. This technology and online is for last 40 years. I qualified in 1983 and I remember learning in 1984, 20 MB hard disk computer. So 24th March 2020, I use a mnemonic to remember. So March is 3, 2020 is 4. And 24th is a 6. Now this day changed all aspects of our life. Whatever we were doing became online. The companies started taking work from their employees from home online. All chartered accountants, all of us, we started doing online audit. The bank audit, we did online audit.
Right.
For the 2020 March financial year. So online is such a platform. Like now, I want to do everything online. If somebody wants to come to me for meeting, I say, please, we will have a Zoom meeting. You will save time, I will save time. So online incomes, each area of our practice. Given an opportunity, I'll discuss about 50 opportunities which are non-traditional. I consider only 3 areas as a traditional: audit, direct taxes, and indirect taxes. So major online income can happen in any field, but I consider drafting of documents one major area, because there are more than 500 documents which need to be drafted, which may include weighting of the documents, which may one another area is a will making, and each area like internal control, risk management, corporate governance, cyber security is going to be is already a very big area, because everything is in the cyber form. The content writing, because we chartered accountants are knowledgeable professionals. So blog writing, content writing, book writing, YouTube videos. We have 3 clauses in our Chartered Accountants Act 1949 Schedule 1, which, clause 5, clause 6, and clause 7. Clause 5 talks about, securing the work. Clause 6 talks about soliciting the work. And clause 7 talks about the advertising. When we do a pure knowledge sharing, there is 0.001% violation of clause 5, 6, 7. So I'm the strong opinion that each one of us do online activities, and like, a book, Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, we should have multiple sources of income, because one source of income has a limitation to earn the money from that source. Second point I would like to bring here is very, very important. There's a person called Wallace Wattles. He wrote a book, Science of Getting Rich, in 1910, 110 years back. A very small book available on Google platform. 77 pages. It says nothing is free. One will get more income if my client pays me 10,000. Value of my services should be 20,000 or maybe 30,000. This is one principle. Second, also, I would like to bring it here, very, very important, and maybe a first foundation is law of attraction. That means if I feel no money has no value, I have my normal earning and I'm okay, then money will not come. Money will come when you have a desire of more money. And money is essential. Even in charitable activities, they need more donation. Then only they can do a more service.
Right.
So I'll stop here because I'll like to, what is in your mind.
Right, sir. Very rightly said. Ki money is the crux of everything. Though we are not money minded, but then too it is required. So the very next question is how a CA can use this online platform to provide the specialized services.
See, the technology has given so many platforms. I consider the Facebook, LinkedIn, Insta, and Twitter is known to the world, 4 platforms. But then there is a blog, there is a website, there is a SlideShare, there is a Spotify, there is a Clubhouse. So knowledge sharing. See, my whole income and maybe work has happened online. People have come from far off places, even overseas country, by seeing that Mr. Adukia, we have seen your this work and we feel you are a specialized person. But what the content shared was a pure knowledge. There was no even a touch of clause 5, 6, 7,
Right.
securing, soliciting, advertising. So each of the area where a person practices the non-traditional area can be a source of online income. I would be very happy to explain more each area in maybe a separate interaction.
So like you can give few examples and opportunities available and somehow how we can use it, like.
See, for example, the current scenario, the valuation, because the valuation of an enterprise is undergoing a change. And then as a service provider, we should know who will need our services. Say, for example, the private equity funds, they need an evaluation of a business plan service. So we can render that service to those. Every one of us needs a service called mediation service. And mediation, conciliation, and arbitration. There are 3 crore disputes pending at various levels in various courts. We are the best in mediation because we have a knowledge of finance, we have a knowledge of economics, we have a knowledge of law. So we have not explored and looked at this opportunity. So, I mentioned earlier about content writing, book writing, because the advantages of the addressing or YouTube videos on a particular subject, because that will give up multiple benefits. Like how I have enjoyed my work is when I acquire some knowledge, and knowledge has a tendency to flow outward. Once I acquire it, I will look for the opportunities where I can share
it.
where I can write. Article writing, there are journals which may be paying 5,000 to 10,000 per article or more. Even overseas, we can explore this opportunity. The addressing webinars is well paid. So these are the areas where we can, tribunal is one area, because as a chartered accountant, there are more than 20 business tribunals, like a tribunal under FEMA, tribunal under Benami law, and all these tribunals have become online. The application filing is online. The hearings is online, like how in income tax we have a faceless assessments. So it's an era of online work and online income.
Rightly
The
said.
currency will come in the digital form in our bank account.
Right. So wonderfully you explained, and definitely this is going to be very helpful, and it opened a new horizon for all the professional. Thank you very much for devoting your precious time. Thank you.
My pleasure.